Welcome to SouFLoTV. Again, everybody, it is your host with the most. Now, we covered this story when it first happened, okay? And this was in 2018 when this story first happened. This is a follow-up, a fast forward, where it is at today. So pay attention. Back in 2018, there was a female district constable who was chopped to death using a machete. Under some strange circumstances, she was at home chilling with her brother and her husband and others, and the people decided that they had to go run some errands, so we'll be right back. The brother returned to the house, did not see his sister, see the place grill up, shut up, lock up, and he thought that was really strange because we were all just here chilling not too long ago. So he knocked on the grill, nobody answered, and then he went around to the back of the house, looked through a window where he saw his sister laying chopped up in lots of blood. All right. So back in 2018, when the story broke, the story said that Nationwide News understands that a man who was listed as a person of interest in connection with the brutal killing of the policewoman on the weekend is in custody. He is 53 years old, Barrington White, otherwise called Barry or Drop. And he was listed as a person of interest in relation to the killing of the district constable, Melissa Edwards White. Mr. White was Mrs. Edward White's husband. Law enforcement sources had said that about 9 o'clock this morning, Mr. White reported to the Old Hope Road office of Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. This is where he turned himself in, He went on a run after doing that to his wife and turned himself in to the Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. He reported to the Commissioner Anderson's office in the company of his attorney, which is a top attorney in the island, Peter Champagny. Mr. Champagny spoke about that back then. Reports are that the district constable Edwards White was chopped and killed during a domestic dispute at her home in St. Andrew, Duane Park, about 9 p.m. on Saturday, September 29th. The policewoman was only 43 years old. Her dismembered body was discovered by her brother in a house she shared with White, her husband, in Duane Park, St. Andrew. Now, like I said before, her brother came back and discovered. Now, let's fast forward, because my thing about this whole thing is this, and I've told people this before. I don't know. Some people are saying, SouFlo, our husband used to be a police too, and that's why. Other people are saying, look, SouFlo, he was scared, right? Because the nearest police station he could have turned himself into was actually a police station where she, the woman he had killed, had worked as a district constable. So he was in fear that her colleagues, her counterparts, our squaddy them, would have deal with him rough and wicked. So he went straight to General Anthony Anderson's office in the company of a high-powered attorney. That might have paid off. Now remember, I'm a person that's been saying for the longest that in Jamaica, they lock up who they want to lock up, they free who they want to free, and they put reduced time on who they want to give reduced time to, and they max out who they want to max out. I have to draw a contrast here, because if I look at the Vybz Kartel case where it is suspected that someone was done harm, but yet not a single shred of DNA evidence was found, yet he and all his group were given 35 to life and 25 to life. This man who chopped the man chopped, husband gets 18 years for 38 chops. This is how many chops he gave to his wife. 38 chops. What kind of love is this? This is your woman that you were married to, right? And she is also a police officer. And he gave her 38 chops, and he walked away with 18 years. This is fast forwarded information, up to the time information, as the Loop printed Friday, the 26th of June, 2020, right? The husband of the district constable who was chopped to death at her home in St. Andrew nearly 2 years ago has been sentenced to 18 years behind bars. 38 chops he gave this woman. People, I have a WhatsApp chat room. Some of you are in there. Some of you have been in it for a while. That picture, that gruesome picture of her and how he chopped her up. Man, listen, I was like, wow. Viciously. We saw the picture. Okay? And how the man mutilated and did this woman. I could only imagine the fright that she died in. She died, and I can still tell you that I remember the picture specifically because the horrendous chops that she got to her head and face and the way how her eyes were wide open. I mean, he did her dirty. And they have proof, evidence, admittance, and he walks away with 18 years. This is 18 years max. Okay? 18 years max. Now, here's the kicker. The husband of the district constable who was chopped to death at her home in St. Andrew nearly 2 years ago has been sentenced to 18 years behind bars. Barrington White, who is otherwise called Barry and Drop, off Farmbrook Avenue, St. Andrew, and Santa Hill District in Sparlings. This is around my ends, and I'm pretty sure that my people probably knows this couple. So, and Santa Hill District in Spaldings on the Manchester-Clarendon border had pled guilty to the murder in March of this year. He was sentenced on Thursday in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston. White is to serve, listen to this, 12 years. He is to serve 12 years of his sentence before he is eligible for parole consideration. 12 years. That's it. Before he is eligible for parole. Now, all he has to do is go in there and behave himself, and he'll be out in 12 years. He'll probably, well, it is mandatory now that he serves 12 before he is eligible for parole. 12 years. Yet Vybz Kartel, who nobody was ever found, not a shred of evidence, DNA evidence, was given 35 years before he is eligible for parole. Let that sink in. This man chopped this woman 38 times. This isn't the first video that I'm doing that shows in comparison that case versus the Vybz Kartel case, but I'm just telling you again. There was another case where the brother was seen rolling his woman in a tarpaulin wrap-up, and as he was about to push the body over the bridge, people called out his name and he ran away. When they went up to the apartment, it was bloody and messy because he had beat her with a hammer, right? He just got sentenced the other day, and I'm going to do a video on that. But I can tell you that he got a little bit and nothing in years as well. Now, they have all this proof. They have the body. They have everything leading up to this. And this man walks away with 18-year sentence in total, 12 to be served before considered for parole. Now, what this tells me is, even if he is not rehabilitated and not at a position where they will say, okay, let him out on parole because he's been a good inmate, then he'll just serve 18 max and he'll be out anyways. He was sentenced on Thursday in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston, and he's to serve 12 years of his sentence before eligible for parole consideration. The body of District Constable Melissa Edwards White, who served at Crime Stop at the office of the Commissioner of Police. She served at Crime Stop at the officer of the Commissioner of Police. She was found hacked to death at her home in Patrick City, St. Andrew on Saturday, September 29th of 2018. Following the discovery of her body, the police launched an island-wide manhunt for her husband, who was subsequently brought in by his attorney, Peter Champagny, after he had went on the run. According to reports, the victim, her brother, and her husband were at home when the brother left the house to run an errand. He was further reported that upon his return to the house, the brother found that the grill to the house was securely locked. This man locked her in the house, chopped her up, then locked her in the house, locked up the grill and everything, and left. So After calling Edward White and not getting an answer, the brother went around to the back of the house and looked through a window where he saw his sister lying in a pool of blood. The police were alerted and on arrival forcibly entered the house, bust off the lock, kick off the grill, where the body of the policewoman was found with multiple chop wounds, which we know today to be 38 massive chop wounds in total. A machete was found at the scene. Police investigators said that the couple had a domestic dispute which escalated, resulting in White murdering his wife. She had reportedly been married to him for 2 years. I had heard that they were married for 4 years. This article says they were married for 2 years. That detail is not really important at this point. A post-mortem report disclosed that her body had a total of 38 chop wounds, and at the time of the tragic incident, the district constable's death sent shockwaves across the country with widespread condemnation of the act, including from the National Security Minister and the police commissioner as well. Now you tell me, how does someone get 35 years before they are eligible for parole when no DNA evidence links them to that circumstance, that case? Yet someone who does someone like this, a husband chops up his wife with a long machete, 38 massive chop wounds, split her head open, her body up, all that, and he ends up getting 18 years max, but he only has to serve 12 before he is eligible for parole. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me the truth. How this look to you? It's SouFLoTV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Make we talk. I'm out. Peace.